Hey guys, it's Audra. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about my skincare routine and just kind of like talk about the products that I use and how I don't have acne or zits or anything like that. Before I kind of get into what I do now, I want to talk about what I used to do and what caused a lot of really bad problems for my skin and kind of what I've done since then to change that. When I was growing up, probably about the age of like 12 or 13ish is when me and all my friends started to wear makeup. We started to kind of get into like the beauty stuff and face wash and cleansers and all that kind of stuff. Before then, I obviously had no acne or issues or anything at all. I was just your basic kid. Like, I don't think many kids deal with that until they hit puberty. And so when you hit puberty, that's when like all the zits and the hormonal acne and the cystic acne and stuff like that starts to happen. For me, luckily, I was so blessed that I actually did not go through a time of having horrible acne. Like, I don't know why, I just didn't. That was one thing that I just kind of eased by on. It wasn't something I had to deal with. But I did start to notice, like around my period, like my hormones were changing and stuff, I would get zits and stuff every now and then. For me, at this time, and again, this was probably like 15, maybe 17 or 18 years ago, which is crazy to even say that. The cool thing to do was you would go to the mall and you would go to like the cosmetology part of like Macy's, like the counter where they have all the perfumes and the face wash and all that stuff, and you would meet with one of the girls there and they would do like a skin test quiz on you to kind of figure out what type of skin you have. And then you would buy this package or this set of like toner and cleanser and a soap and a scrub like type of soap and a face wash and moisturizer and lotion and all types of products to put on your face. Like, this was kind of like the coming of age, like initiation thing into becoming like a young lady, so to speak. At least it was where I was from. Me and all my friends did this. We would go to the mall and we would, at this time, and I don't know if this is still out there or not, but Clinique was what everybody would get. But you would go in and you'd figure out like, are you a 1, 2, or a 3? And depending on your skin type, you would buy that whole package and you would go home and you would wash your face and do all these steps and processes like twice a day, sometimes 3 times. So you'd have like this routine you do in the morning and then you'd have a routine you do at night. I got into that. I went and spent a lot of money on this because I thought that I just needed this. Like, I thought, I have to wash my face all the time, I have to keep it clean all the time, I have to use all these products on it. So I started doing that, and remember, before this time, I didn't have any skin issues at all. Like, my face was just totally fine. I never had any issues. But once I started doing this stuff to my face got horrible. Like, it started to break out, it was really flaky, it was really dry, and I was always like picking at it, and it was kind of like a day and night thing. Like, before everything was fine, and now that I was using all the stuff that I got from the mall and all of these face washes that my friends were using and buying all these new products that I never used before, my face got worse than ever. And so I just kind of chalked it up to, you know, like, oh, I'm going through puberty and everybody has zits and everybody has bad skin and everybody's on Accutane and everybody's taking all these things. So I guess this is just what it's like to be a teenager. After a while, I just got off of the whole like day and night thing because I just was like, something's wrong. Like, I don't like this. I want to try something new, you know, because there's always this new product coming out that says, do this. This one doesn't work, so use this one. So I was always trying the new products, trying to fix my skin when things just kept getting worse. I finally found something that took it all away. Like, it made my skin come back to normal and it was just perfect. And literally the only thing that I did was I just used water. And I know that some of you, like, that's not what you want to hear, but maybe you are like me, maybe your skin was like mine. I actually have very sensitive skin, and I think that's why my skin broke out and had all of these rashes and issues and flaky and all that stuff, because I was putting all of these like foreign chemical products on my skin that it wasn't used to, and so it was just reacting to that. But what I started to do, and I started this literally probably when I was like 13, 14-ish or whatever, and I've been doing this ever since. So I've done this for a long time. In the morning, I get up and I'll just go splash some water on my face just to kind of wake up, and then I will dry it off with a towel very lightly. And then, depending on kind of how my morning works out, if I'm just gonna go you know, straight into the shower and get ready for the day, or if I'm gonna do a workout or whatever I'm doing, when I do take a shower, I do not put anything at all on my face. I don't have a face cleanser, I don't have a scrub thing, I don't do any product at all. It's literally just water. And then I get out and I like dry off my face. And then after that, I use coconut oil. That's probably the only product that I use on my face. And I just mostly use it around my eyes to take off my mascara, eyeliner, that type of thing. So if you've followed this far, you're probably like, so you don't take your makeup off at night before you go to sleep? No, I don't. And I know that's probably really bad, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna say that, and a lot of people have told me that, but I just never have. I don't like the feeling of taking off my makeup at night. I don't know why, I just don't. It makes my eyes feel weird, makes my face feel weird. I think it kind of like wakes me up in a way, and so that's why when I do it in the morning, it wakes me up. And I know a lot of you are gonna think, oh my gosh, you go to sleep with your makeup on, like, oh, I bet it gets all over your covers and everything. And no, actually it doesn't, because I don't wear a lot of makeup at all. And usually by the end of the night, like when I'm about to go to sleep, most of my makeup is already off anyways, just from like being outside and sweating, or just random stuff that's going on throughout the day. Like, it just comes off naturally. So I just use a little bit of coconut oil in the morning just to get the residue that might be like under my eyes, or kind of like, you know, on my eyelids or something like that. And then after that, I just use a little cotton ball or whatever and just take off the remaining coconut oil that's on my face, and I'm done. And then I just put on the makeup for the day, go through the day, and then go to sleep, and then the next morning repeat that cycle all over again. The reason why I just want to really drive home the idea that I don't use any products, it's not because I'm anti-products, but I just want to throw it out there for a lot of you. If you are constantly like searching for a product that's going to fix all of your problems, I would not really bank on that so much. Like, you definitely could try it, but if you're just jumping around from product to product, your skin's just getting worse, my advice to you would be, number one, just give your skin a break. Take a break from all these chemicals and stuff you're putting on your skin, because it could be just reacting like mine was, and it could cause a rash or, you know, some kind of breakout or something. So take a break. The second tip I would give you is to take a look at your diet, specifically foods like dairy. That is a really big thing that causes a lot of problem for people with their skin. I know for me, I never really had issues, but I do know that when I would be on my period and I was still eating dairy, I noticed my skin reacted way more than it does now since I'm not eating dairy. So that might be something to look into. And the same thing goes for like processed foods. So I know for me, even now, if I eat a lot of like vegan, junky processed foods, especially really sugary, like super, you know, just junk foods or whatever, like a lot of that, I will have more zits than normal, like more pimples and more places on my face that pop up than normal. And yes, by the way, I still get zits. I get them very often, but it's not huge patches all over my face. Most of the time it's just around like my period, or when I'm ovulating, when I'm like, my hormones are shifting a little bit. Probably the third tip I would give you guys is to just be very gentle with your skin. I used to really like picking at my skin and picking bumps and all of that, but it was just, I was being so rough with my skin, and I was really causing a lot of irritation that didn't need to be there. And I don't know, I don't do that anymore. Like, I really try to stay away from just like picking and scratching and popping and all that stuff. So if you're kind of one of those people who gets really like into that and you find yourself doing it all the time, really try to break that habit, because I think that could help a lot. Because you remember, a lot of germs and stuff get on our fingertips, and you start poking everything on your face and popping stuff and touching your face, and all of that germs is getting into those pores, and it could be causing irritation. And the last thing, also check into the makeup that you're using. If you're putting on a ton of makeup all the time, that could be causing issues as well. And I'm sure a lot of you guys will ask me if I use sunscreen on my face. Actually, no, I don't use any sunscreen, at least at this point right now. I'm not really out in the sun that much. I'm probably, like in the summertime right now, I maybe spend like 20-30 minutes in the sun, and I never let my skin burn. I used to let my skin burn when I was like a teenager in high school. I would just literally lay out and just bake, and I would come in and I would just be blistered. I do not do that anymore at all. But at this point, I'm not using any sunscreen. I'm kind of just like on the fence about it. Like, I don't really know. And plus I'm kind of looking for, if I do use sunscreen, looking for a good one. But that's just kind of where I am right now. As far as the rest of my skin goes, like my arms and legs and stuff like that, I also used to be literally addicted to using lotion. That was a really big thing that I used. I would just put like Lubriderm or whatever that stuff is all over my body. I just had to have that feeling of having like soft skin, because I noticed whenever I didn't use the lotion, my skin would get really, really dry. I got kind of to this point to where I just didn't want to use those chemical products anymore. Even if it was a natural lotion, I still just didn't like. I was kind of like, why am I using lotion? This isn't even like necessary. People haven't used lotion for thousands of years before this. Like, why am I using it now? So I switched over to coconut oil, and I would put coconut oil on my arms and legs. And then I just got tired of being like greasy all the time. So I just stopped using coconut oil, and now my skin just doesn't, like, I don't get dry. Maybe in the winter time it will get a little bit dry, but if it does, I'll just put a tiny bit of coconut oil like on my legs or something. But outside of that, I don't use any moisturizers or anything on my skin, except the coconut oil on my face in the mornings when I'm like taking off my makeup and that type of thing. So yeah, that's basically it. I do not have perfect skin by any means. I do not want you guys to think that. I have zits and pimples and stuff that come up all the time, so it's totally normal. But I would say if you're having a lot of major issues, you might want to take a deep look into the products that you're using, and also the products that you've used in the past, specifically things like medications as well. Also your diet, I would really clean that up and start eating more plant foods. The more plant foods you can eat, the better, specifically fruits and vegetables. And stop touching your face. Stop just popping everything all the time. I think that would really help. And drink a lot of water. That's another thing. Drink a lot of water. Stay away from the junk food stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. So I know that's not super in-depth. Like, I don't have this crazy routine where I have like thousands of dollars spent on these products that you have to buy to have good skin or whatever. But I really think if you can just kind of start going back to the natural type of way, you'd probably find that your skin gets a lot better. So that's that. I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. And if you guys want me to do my makeup routine about how I do my makeup or whatever, I can do that. It's nothing intense, I can assure you. But if you're interested in that, I can do that as well. So hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.